This is a short overview of Correlead and also how to configure Correlead and get started. Correlead is the easiest method to get leads in front of the right person instantly, in particular for when you're managing leads for your existing accounts. So what you're going to see when I'm in the application here is this is the main tab. You're also going to see there'll be a backup tab, and there'll also be an email tab, email domains tab. I'll go over both those tabs later, and you can see they're over here on the right side under help and support as additional videos. So in the main section here, you see 4 different settings. One's for the custom settings. We're going to go over that. Also, you can get a link directly to your lead assignment rules, your standard Salesforce lead assignment rules, as Correlead is used to augment those and runs on top of it. So when the lead assignment rules fire, then Correlead also augments that in what I'll show you when we go into the settings. We'll talk about email domains both and the email domain blacklist later. And you can also map fields to understand some of the information of when things get assigned for Correlead, and that's all available here on the right side too under the Quick Start Guide. You'll also see there's release notes here on the right side, so you can see what's new with our latest releases. And if you need support, this link will get you to our support section. At the bottom here, if you want to, you can see the latest blog entries in the Forcivity, the Force blog. So let's go in and just configure Correlead. So the settings are saved under custom settings, and you'll see it's Correlead custom lead settings. So I'm going to go ahead and manage those. And by default, when you come in here the first time, there's no default org level values. So for the defaults, this is actually set here, and I'll go in here. You can also set defaults for profile level or user level based on your requirements. But right now, we're just going to go in here and we're going to talk about the default settings, the org-wide default settings for Correlead. I'm going to show you how we set this up at Forcivity and how we use the product. There are some differences, and I'll go through those. So one of the things that when a lead is created, you want to see if it'll associate back to an account. So again, using the standard account matching rules, which means you need a couple pieces of information. For example, email domain, city, and the zip or zip code, and the company name. There are a number of things that Salesforce will match upon. You can look up the standard Salesforce account matching rules, and you can see how the leads are actually matched. If you choose to convert your leads right away and you work with contacts and accounts, you can do that. We don't do that at Forcivity, so this is not checked. The other thing that we also prefer is you can automatically create accounts on insert or update. So if it doesn't find an account, it'll go ahead and create that. Just to be, careful if you're updating when you're updating items or inserting things, you may not want to just automatically create the accounts. My preference is always to do that when you convert the lead. Use the email domain blacklist. This is checked on by default. And we'll go through that in the email domain blacklist video. You want to also, by default, you can assign the leads to the account owner. So if it matches an account, it'll automatically assign the leads to that lead owner, and the account matching rules, which you'll also need. And then the threshold is from 0 to 100%. 100% is going to be an exact match. 0, you wouldn't want to use it, just going to not match anything. So I usually use like 90%, somewhere in that area. You can look at the values that Salesforce uses also for that, for some of its fuzzy matching. But again, if someone puts in Forcivity or Forcivity Inc. or Forcivity Inc. period, definitely in the last 2 cases, you might not want to create 2 different accounts or not match an account because it's missing punctuation or something like that. So with these settings, once I have this done, and I save my settings for the default organizational level, Correlead's up and running at that point. So if you have anything that when new leads are created at this point, it's going to try to associate to an account using standard matching rules for accounts. If it does find it, it's going to assign it to lead owner. and we're using a match threshold of 90%. And that is a brief overview of just getting started. Again, if you want more information, take a look at the Quick Start Guide. It gives you step by step and anything that you want to go through as far as understanding and setting up Correlead. Thank you.